Good morning, Internet fans. Ryan Perry here, Simple Biz Support. Today is July 20th. It is Wednesday, therefore it is Social Media Wednesday with Sarah Giometti with Provaro Marketing. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing great. We were just talking off air about the next viral video, which I believe is going to be Casey Neistat, who is a daily YouTuber that I follow, and he just did a Pokemon live. So him and a buddy and his buddies in a Pokemon outfit are on boosted boards, which are electric skateboards, flying through traffic and different parks in New York City. In case, I don't know what the ball is in Pokemon, but he's throwing the ball at the dude. And they're having fun. So I think that is going to be the next viral video, which ties into what does it take to make a video go viral these days on social media?
Well, you can't predict it, but there are certain elements that you can have in your video that would encourage it to become viral. And that's what we're really going to talk about, is how to kind of structure your video in a way that gets you exposure, but that has the possibility to get viral, a lot of shares, a lot of views, that eventually should bring traffic to your website, to your business, because that's ultimately the game, is to get people to get in front of new people. One of the elements that there was a study done by a company that they wanted to prove that they could do viral videos over and over and over again. And what they found was, excuse me, one of the elements that all of their videos had was some sort of element of surprise, something unexpected. So, and that's because people are intrigued by that. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. And so having an element of surprise and something unexpected is one of the things that will get people to share. Because how often have you watched a video and it surprised you of how it ended or what happened in it, and you shared it on your Facebook or Twitter, shared it with your friends, talked about it? And so, so think back at how you have viewed videos that have been viral, and having that element in the videos that you're creating.
Yeah, and one that I can think of would be Roman Atwood, who started out just doing prank videos. So you never knew what the prank was going to be. And a lot of times it was on his wife, it would be on total strangers, but he was constantly doing prank videos. And that's how, he became viral and became a regular mainstream YouTuber these days.
Right. And so you can have, and that kind of leads into the second one, of having fun with it, is most viral videos are lighthearted or funny to some sort. So they're not deep and thought-provoking, because usually if we're sharing videos like that, like we're taking a break from our day, we're having fun, it made us laugh. So when you combine the element of surprise with the element of lightheartedness, then you've got something that people will want to watch, will want to share because it made them happy. And and it's the emotional response is what you're going after. Is you surprise them, but in a good and or funny way, then they're more likely to share it with their friends or promote it for you.
Yeah, and the one caveat, technicality, be careful. I'm not a huge proponent of just trying to make viral videos when we're talking about from a small business owner. And that's typically because a lot of times people are watching them strictly for an entertainment value only. And so there's a lot of websites that have a lot of traffic, but very little action or conversion, because people are like, yeah, I want my daily dose of funny or my daily dose of surprise, and then they bounce out. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot make something that is funny, surprising, and also effective. So don't forget, even though we're talking about going viral, don't forget what the core part of the video is, and that is to drive people to your website. There's two situations I can think of. I cannot think of the deodorant for men, and the guy, there was the black guy, the actor, and
Old Spice.
Old Spice did a great job a few years ago with their different videos. Very weird, totally unrelated to the actual product, but it engaged people. And I think for their target audience that they were going for, they were trying to attract a younger, new crowd to Old Spice. And I think they did a great job with it. And the other one is Dollar Shave Club. They did a great video, one shot, where the guy drove around, had a great message, and you didn't know what was going to happen each time because it wasn't your regular run-of-the-mill video. That takes some work and effort to get done.
Right. And you don't need, and viral for you for a small business could be 100 people. And especially if it drives traffic to your website, it drives traffic to your business that ultimately turns into sales. And so you don't need to view viral as, oh, 34 million people saw this, because for a local business, that's probably not useful for you, because there are not 34 million people in your market. But knowing the elements of what goes into the viral ones that get shared huge could help you in creating your own local mini viral videos for your community, because it's still the same elements. If you've got the element of surprise, you've got the lightheartedness, and you don't need to do this in every single video, but if you've got a few in there that are just kind of maybe a little unrelated, a little silly, you guys are just having fun, it helps also to show them your corporate culture. Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. They don't really buy the product, they buy the people, and the product is a byproduct of what they're going after. And so by having your personality and behavioral style come through those videos in kind of that lighthearted, fun way, it'll endear people to you more. And so also think of this in your own little market. It could be 100, 500, 1,000, and that's still okay. I know it's half a thought.
Okay. I was gonna actually you generated the thought. I forget who I was talking to, but they did videos on a regular basis, small business, and they ended up with a blooper reel after the end of doing a couple of them. And so they just for fun, they just put it out there as a blooper reel, and it was the blooper reel that ended up getting the most views. It was the most talked about, and that's what actually created the most traffic for them, was that blooper reel. So they kind of reevaluated their video marketing to add that lightheartedness. Also, because their blooper reels, they come across as being very honest and sincere. Those mistakes and just the natural reaction that you see from people is always going to be intriguing for people to watch.
Right, because we're human, and we don't want, and that's one of the things on social media, people want to see your human element come out. They don't want the super scripted. You hired a videographer and it's perfect and you've never screwed up, because it's not real life. And so having the blooper reel is a great way at the end of doing your videos, but having a little bit of humor and have fun with what you're doing. Have fun with your marketing, because we hope that you enjoy what your business is, that you really like what you're doing, and have that relay through the videos and the social media efforts that you're doing. And that leads us into the third point that we were going to talk about, is authenticity. Is these videos that are going viral, they look authentic, they look plausible. They're not, if you've got a guy running from a tornado and the tornado takes him away, that's not really reality. If you're trying to be funny, it could be in a negative way. But if you're trying to be goofy, running from a bear and you fight off the bear and win, it exits the realm of plausibility. And so you want to make sure you stay authentic and plausible, and while having fun with it, because that also is something that it needs to be believable.
Yeah, and I think also on those lines is that if you're trying to make funny, that sometimes scripting it out just doesn't come across as authentic or real. And it's, again, there's a reason why some people are comedians and do a great job, is because they understand the nuance of making people laugh and being able to make it look natural, which is not an easy task all the time. So if you're going to do something, don't try and force things to be funny.
Yeah, that'll show through. So to recap, the three elements that you want to have: lightheartedness. And make sure, it's not, you don't have to be over the top funny, but you don't want to be dark and dreary either. Even if what your business is kind of a serious thing, you can still have some element of lightheartedness in it. It doesn't need to be every single video. And then you want to have an element of surprise. So something a little unexpected is something that will get people to like the video and be more inclined to share it. And then the authenticity, and don't be forced. And I will say Ryan's more of a I can't think today. Ryan is more comfortable doing video than even I am, and so I always tell people like I delete my first 3 takes easy, and just so I can get natural and comfortable in front of the video. I always hate the first one because I'm stiff. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and so it's okay if you have to do a few takes and you just trash them just to get comfortable with the topic, with what you're going to say, fine tune it, because you don't want to be overly scripted. I think Ryan recommends you sit there with a bullet list and you mostly ad lib so that it feels natural, and that way your natural funny and humor can come through.
Right. And typically when you work off script, it makes for really good gag reel stuff at the end because I mean, it takes, I'll do 5, 10 takes sometimes just because I'm not able to get through the thoughts or the words. And sometimes I get a little frustrated. So you start making little side comments. And those are those natural reactions that people are looking for, that add a little bit of humor. And again, it just shows, like you were saying earlier, that you're a real person. We do not expect perfection. The other thing I want to add, just as a reminder, though, remember what your core purpose of the video is. If you want to grow your business and create credibility and all of that, just make sure that your video is in alignment with your business and your product. Doesn't mean it has to be directly related. Like the $2 Shave Club is a great example of a guy just driving through the warehouse on a forklift thing. Great video. And then Old Spice, the guy holding the product, just really off the beat, but it connected with people. And when you connect at an emotional level, that's that authentic piece that's going to drive people to want to share it with others and check you out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can't hammer it home enough to be authentic to your business, to be authentic to you, but have a little fun with it. And again, you can have your videos can be a wide variety of videos. So one could be a little bit off the beaten path. The other one's a little bit more serious and more product driven or service driven. So this doesn't need to be every single video, but if you go into your videos, when you're crafting out what you're going to do, if you can have a little lightheartedness in it, if you can have a little element of surprise in it, those are good elements to think of as you're mapping out what you're going to do.
All right, perfect. So with that, if you have a viral video that you'd love to share, or if you have any thoughts, comments on today's episode, would love to hear them in the comments below. Sarah, as always, I appreciate the time and energy that you put into the show.
Thanks, Ryan. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right, everybody, that's it for this episode of Social Media Wednesday. I will see you next week, same computer, same time. Take care.